When most people think about July in the garden, they think it is too late to get anything started, but it is actually one of the best times to get started, especially if you're a little late in the season. So if you haven't already gotten your bed set up, then get them going because there's still so many crops to get going for this summer. This time, many spring crops are starting to finish up in the garden, so you're clearing up space for completely new plants to be getting in the ground. During this time, you can be starting these seeds indoors, or you can also direct sow. If you start indoors, you are going to give yourself a little more time and maybe a few extra crops that you can be getting in the ground. But honestly, I'm a little bit lazy in my garden, so I just start everything in the ground. And we're going to break down everything that you need to get into the ground this July to have a successful summer season, as well as start planning for fall. Okay, let's break it down. It's about to rain, so I'm gonna try to go as fast as I can. But what we wanna think about doing in July is planting some crops that are gonna be a bit faster to harvest that still love the warmer temperature. So some things that I'm planting right now, and I'm also going to try to plant before this rains so they get a nice watering, are first off, I'm going to do bush beans. So pick any of your favorite bush beans. These are really great because you're gonna get an additional crop. We already have a lot of our beans doing really, really great, but by adding some more into the ground, this means I'm just going to be doubling my yield, and you might even be able to get a third one in depending on how time goes. Next one is cucumbers. We love cucumbers in our garden. They're great for pickling, they're great for cutting up and munching on as a nice afternoon treat, dipping in some hummus, whatever you want. Our cucumbers are doing really great right now, but usually they're starting to end a lot of their growing at this time, so we can still get in another batch, and these are gonna grow at a pretty good speed that you can get them in and still enjoy another harvest of cucumbers before the year ends for your gardening. Next up is our cucumbers. And now at this time, you're probably harvesting a good amount of cucumbers, but the plant might be starting to get to its full potential. So by getting in another set, you're able to really double that harvest. And they're usually going to be ready to harvest in around 50 to 60 days. So this is a really great crop that you can be getting in the ground now for an additional successional planting season. Now, the next one of our favorites and most fruitful crops every single year, and one of my favorite crops to eat, is zucchini. But if you're also like us, then you might be having a vine burrow in your plant, which happens to us almost every year and is something that honestly I feel like you can't escape. So while my zucchinis might be looking great, they are going to start to die out. And what's really great about getting in a zucchini crop right now is usually the vine burrow is done laying their eggs in around late July. So if you're getting your seeds in now, then you most likely are going to not even have the vine burrow in your new zucchini plants. So you're basically beating the system and you're doubling down on your summer squash. Another crop that we're focusing on at this time is basil. Basil might be starting to bolt at this time of year because it is getting so hot during the day. But what you can actually do is get it planted in a nice shady spot of your garden. And this way you will beat some of that bolting and you can still have a nice bit of basil. And again, I honestly direct sow everything, mostly out of laziness and just ease. So we'll get some of this in along our drip line. Now, what's great about basil is you can be cooking with it, but another thing that I like to do is chop it up, put it in some olive oil, and freeze it in ice cube trays. This is something that will help make your really not just basil, but all herbs last throughout the year and provide fresh herbs for your recipes. And there's really nothing that beats a fresh herb in a recipe. Okay, let's jump into our next category, which is actually crops that you're going to be growing into the fall season. So you want to get them in the ground now so that you can be reaping the benefits this fall. Unlike our first category that's just going to get to harvest at a much faster speed, this one is going to take a lot longer, and a lot of times it's going to benefit from those colder days and nights in the garden because it's going to provide a much better flavor palette. Now, some of these crops you might actually want to start inside, like your broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage, kale, Swiss chard, because they're not really going to benefit from the high heat that is outside. Although if you want to be a lazy gardener, just try to get them in the ground now. Broccoli is probably going to be the ones that you do want to start inside or buy from a plant at the store, because it just really isn't going to do well with the heats. But these are really excellent crops that you can get in the ground now. And things like kale is going to thrive with that cooler temperature and really taste a lot better if you have it in that winter time. What I suggest here is also plant that kale or any of your leafy greens in a nice shadier spot in the garden, and this way you won't have to worry as much about the sun beating down on them. Now, some of our carrots are doing pretty well right about now, but carrots and other root vegetables can do really well in the colder months, so you really don't want to skip over any of those rooting vegetables. And whenever you're doing any rooting vegetable, something that you want to keep in mind is knowing what the whole space looks like in your garden. So in our garden, we use a lot of the hugelkultur method. So we're using logs and sticks whenever you're doing any root vegetable. Although this might seem common sense when you're listening to it, I didn't think of it at first in my mind, although now that I know it, I can't believe I didn't think of it. You want to make sure that everything that you're planting on underneath it is going to be nice and smooth, so it doesn't have any barriers that it has to twist and turn around. Otherwise, it's going to grow around them. It's going to be really awkward, and it can stunt the growth of that root vegetable. So things like carrots that are going to go really long and deep in the ground, just make sure that it's a nice good area below it that it can actually thrive in. You can also grow things like beets, turnips, radishes. These are all going to do really well at this time. And they will also store well in the winter months. So you can package them pretty well in a cellar and continue to reap the benefits. What I like doing when planting carrots is I'll actually oversow them. And then what's really great here is you can just come in and clean it up a little bit. And I love using carrots for all different types of recipes in order to just get some extra vegetables into them. So in order to plant my carrots, what I'll actually do is I'll just clean this area up. I'll create a nice rivet in the ground here, and then I just sprinkle my carrot seeds in, and then I'll go ahead and clean it up once they start to. The bad part about planting at this time is it's way hotter than planting in the spring. Oh my goodness, sweating over here. Okay, let's talk about the next category. Another item often forgotten in the garden is planting flowers. And flowers are so important to, one, you should be able to have fun in your garden and have beautiful flowers growing. Two, it's gonna bring in pollinators. And three, just could you imagine every day having a fresh bouquet? During this time, we love to plant zinnias, sunflowers, marigolds, as well as cosmos. And by planting them now, you're going to be able to benefit from them into those colder months. And they're just going to benefit all of your other vegetables in the garden. Something else to be thinking about now is actually making sure that you're also deadheading a lot of your plants. So deadheading things like zinnias and sunflowers are actually going to allow for more to grow in your garden. So what I like to do here is, I'll kind of just go around and see if there's any, one, if you just want to pick some to have in a bouquet, yes. Two, if there's any that just don't look so great, then I'll just kind of pick them out. All of them, I deadheaded a lot this morning. But if you have some that are kind of past their time, all you do here is you take your flower that you want to deadhead, you look for the closest node, which is any connection points, and we're just going to clip at the node. And what this is going to do, this will then allow more energy to go to growing this next new flower, and it will usually also create more blooming flowers off of those nodes. And then I usually just feed my flowers to my chickens, or I put them in a nice bouquet inside. We sell them at our farm stand, and we will compost these and do some seed saving on some of the nicest varieties that we have, or the best looking ones. And then you also want to make sure, we talked a little bit about growing basil, but growing things like dill, parsley, cilantro. These are all going to be great herbs that you can be growing now so that you can continue to have fresh herbs throughout the year, and saving them again in some of those ice cube trays for later. Whew, it is hot right now. That is definitely the downfall of this. But let's recap on some tips that you should be thinking about for July planting before I let you all go. Some things to think about in order to have success when planting in July. And first off, that is using things like shade cloth to protect your flowers. Any plants that you are going to be starting in seed trays or starting indoors, make sure that when you do bring them outside, you are slowly bringing them out. They're not going to be used to the temperatures. It's going to be so much hotter. So things like shade cloths can really help with some of those plants that are cooler loving. So some of those fall crops will actually need something like a shade cloth to help them out here. Secondly, we are not planting in a really wet time period here in Zone 7. So you want to make sure that you're watering deeply. You're coming in when you're getting those plants in the ground. Like I said, I'm actually watering. I'm going to plant them before a light raining today, but also making sure that you're coming in and you're watering them often, or you have a drip watering system set up in order to water them. Otherwise, your seeds are going to go nowhere, and your plants are most likely going to die because they're going to be fried by the July and August sun. The next tip is mulching. You want to make sure that you are mulching all of the ground that is around your plants, especially in that July, August heat when there might not be as much moisture coming in. You want to make sure that all of the watering that you're doing is for a good reason and it doesn't instantly get evaporated. So mulching with things like straw is really going to help make sure that around your plants it is nice, moist, and set up for success during this crazy, crazy time of year. Now, like I said, July may seem like a time where you're not ready to get started gardening, but it is a new season of gardening. And when you think of it in a different way like that, then you're actually going to be more successful. For example, here I got rid of some of my garlic that was in these beds, and I now have the opportunity to grow other plants that I otherwise would have just had a dead zone for. I still can have success growing things like my tomatoes, like my zucchini, like my fruiting figs, but I'm now able to really thrive and hit a new season of growing. So if you've learned anything today, it is that if you haven't gotten started gardening and you're thinking that you can't start now, you need to wait till next year, that's a lie. You need to go in there and start planting something now. If you already have plants in and they're starting to get finished, pull them out, cut them down at the roots, get some new items in. We have a whole nother season ahead of us. So keep on gardening and see you again next time. Make sure if you have gotten to this part that you've definitely hit that subscribe button, as I know you're all my OGs, and I'll see you again next time. Bye.